We will have it for you live.
Especially in first halves, right? We've gotten more leads. We've given up hardly any goals in the first half. We've had really good starts to games. That bodes well for us to be successful at the tournament, in the first game and throughout the tournament.
And Canada opening in Toronto, in a stadium where the men's national team has only ever lost twice. Canada as they get set to take on Bosnia and Herzegovina. 3 o'clock Eastern time, noon Pacific on the air all day leading up to that game, and the kickoff at 3 o'clock Eastern time. Let's head now to Canada's facility. Matthew Shinetti, our Canada men's national team reporter, has been with the team over the course of the last few weeks, from Charlotte, North Carolina for the pre-camp, to Edmonton, to Montreal, back to Toronto. Matthew, welcome in here today. What's been going on there?
Yeah, let's go with the schedule very, very quickly, Luke. 3 o'clock, the team will take the field behind me here at Downsview Park, as you mentioned. First 15 minutes, the media can actually watch, and we'll be keeping an eye on Ismail Kone and his situation after he left with what Christian Jack heard was a fever, and also Alphonso Davies, because now that Moise Bombito is going to be on the squad, the perspective changes just a little bit. We'll get to Davies in a moment, but let's talk about Moise Bombito. It was just a few days ago that, well, Jesse Marsh told me he was going to give Moise Bombito every single opportunity to make this team. And he did. Over the last 3 days, Bombito has been working with the team's medical and training staff. He's in what is called modified protocol. That are drills tailored to his surgically repaired left leg. And Bombito has been working progressively, doing those drills, doing some team drills as well. But all the way till yesterday, when he did an extensive fitness testing and training with the team's medical staff and training staff, a lot of pushing and pulling drills, sprint drills, and change of direction drills. But I also want to talk about the mentality, because I think Moise Bombito's mentality is the reason why he's still on this squad. In Saint Laurent, Montreal, that's where Moise Bombito grew up, and that's where he started to play football. They have something called la puissance, meaning conviction and drive and purpose. Ismail Kone knows that about that too, because they both grew up in Saint Laurent. But Moise Bombito, through his time taking the bus to school, he had a notebook in which he would write every single one of his dreams. And one of those dreams was playing in this World Cup. So when you speak about a team like Canada over the last 2 weeks, which I have watched Jesse Marsh deliberating, talking about, fretting about all of these injuries, and really hamstring injuries, from Alphonso Davies to Ali Ahmed to Jacob Schaffelberg, those two last guys are training with the team right now. To see, as the team did, they watched Moise Bombito put that work in for Jesse Marsh ahead of a first game, which is going to be so much about mentality with all the pressure of the country and the world on him. This is a real positive story for Canada, because if Moise have a win like Moise Bombito, and to see, as the team did, they watched Moise Bombito put that work in for Jesse Marsh ahead of a first game, which is going to be so much about mentality with all the pressure of the country and the world on him. This is a real positive story for Canada, because if Moise Bombito is willing to give that much to stay on this team, then Jesse Marsh will point to his team and say, what are you willing to give?
Talking of positivity, you know as well as I do that over the course of the last few weeks, Stephen Caldwell has been nothing but positive about Alphonso Davies. For a long time, keeping in the starting 11 on Race for the roster before we had to wrestle him to get Alphonso Davies out. But he still thinks that he'll make an appearance in the opening game in Toronto tomorrow. Are you going to shatter his dreams here, Matthew?
Well, he's in right now what's called return to play protocol, and the only thing I have seen Alphonso Davies do, whether it's the 15 minutes that we're allowed to watch or we've seen a few open training sessions, is just a lot of jogging and a lot of isometric work on that left hamstring. He's been working intensely with members of the training staff. They actually have extra physio here that's going to depart once the team gets to Vancouver, but that's going to be the question, because the captain ahead of this tonight, when we speak to both Jesse Marsh and Stefan Eustáquio, the presumption is that Stefan Eustáquio is going going to be this team's captain and is going to help this team walk out in front of Toronto Stadium against Bosnia and Herzegovina. But the question now is going to be, when is Alphonso Davies going to play? From everything that I have seen, and we will get an update from Jesse Marsh, obviously, Luke, right now, the only thing Alphonso Davies doing is running, jogging, and just doing a little bit of work to test that hamstring out. I have not seen the same level of preparation out of Davies that I've seen at Torpedo.
Thanks, Matthew. Matthew Shinetti, our Canada men's national team reporter, with the team ahead of their training session this afternoon. Let's talk goalkeepers now. We've done that a lot over the course of the last 12 months, but we actually have a real one here. An actual expert real goalkeeper.
We don't need to talk about goalkeepers. We talk enough about goalkeepers, honestly. I think we know that, yeah.
One of the things...
This is why he doesn't understand it. That's the thing.
Exactly. And one of the things you learn very quickly is that Kev hates all goalkeepers.
No, I do not.
So there might be a little bit of a problem between you two today.
No. Don't listen to them, Milan. Don't listen to them, honestly, no.
He never gives them any credit, but Maxime Crépeau is the man that got the job from Jesse Marsh very recently.
Yes.
What do you think about the way this all played out over the course of the last few weeks and few months with Dane St. Clair and Crépeau battling for that job?
First of all, I'm very happy that Max got the #1 spot because he really deserves it. Second of all, I think Jesse should have done that before, not 1 week before the World Cup, because now it's too much pressure on Max. You know, he needed to know before that he's gonna be #1, so he can you know, prepare enough. You know, there's too much media talking, too much people, you know, talking to him, saying well done, congratulations, and it's taking away his concentration for the next matches, you know. So Max, for me, is amazing goalkeeper, like we've seen before. Amazing saves he has, and I think he's gonna do great.
Like Milan, you know, you touched on there about the pressure that's on Max now going into this tournament, with the decision only being made a week before the tournament. I felt, and I said it maybe continuously, that I felt that the decision should have been made 3, 4, even 6 months ago. How does that affect the mentality of a goalkeeper when you're going into a tournament, and even around just being the #1 and being the guy? Everything that goes with this, how do you think Max is feeling right now?
I think he has a lot of pressure right now because the decision was made, like we talked about it 1 week before, you know, and they both, him and Dane, they didn't know who's gonna be that #1. And they were both nervous, concentrated on their Max, you know. So with the first game coming up, you know, I think Max right now has a lot of pressure on him because the decision was made 1 week before. If he knew that 6 months ago, you know, it wouldn't be a lot of pressure because he would play, he makes a mistake, he continues, he goes with it, you know. So I think knowing Max, I've been with him 7, 8 years in the national team. I know that he has a strong head. I know he's gonna do amazing this tournament, and I just hope Canada. He's one of the best players.
We want to see Max from Copa America.
Copa America. That's right.
That's right. Making outstanding saves.
That's right.
The right choice, Milan. You think?
I'm working him, you know, both. Yeah, we had the brotherhood always.
Yeah, we believe you. Okay, well, Max. Bosnia and Herzegovina, 3 o'clock Eastern Time, noon Pacific at Toronto Stadium tomorrow. Let's head over now to Jermaine Franklin, who is at the Adidas Home of Soccer in Toronto.
Today we're here for the official launch of Adidas Home of Soccer here in Toronto, a place built where fans can experience the excitement of the World Cup all summer long. We're here before it's open to the public. Let's go take a sneak peek. How important are spaces like the Adidas Home of Soccer?
You really are able to gather together and honestly just celebrate, you know, your passion for the sport, and it's going to be a lot of fun.